Out to play for the Toffees throw-in.
Now, I've seen these under-18s a few times this season, Darren, and they're a good outfit. As one of our favourite managers of all time, one of our favourite players of all time, Mr. Joe Royle said, "You're only as good as your centre forwards." And in Ellis Sims, we have a red-hot centre forward in form. I think he's up to about 20 odd goals this season in a lot less games than that.
Yep, he scored 18 in the league, and his ratio is a goal every 48 minutes. You'd take that from your striker,
It's
wouldn't
none
you?
too shabby, is it?
Tom Warren for Everton. Good low ball forward, finds Mackenzie Hunt. He looks for Anthony Gordon on the far side, who has to check and think of another option, and he does really well to pick out Everson, the Blues captain. Heiner Everson, wide on this near side to Pavel Zuk. Back to Everson again. Here's Ryan Astley, who's played a couple of times for the under-23s this season and done really well when I've watched him.
Yeah, he's a good player, young Ryan.
Keep the ball nicely, don't we?
Yeah, we do. We knock it around well. Mackenzie Hunt here on the left-hand side. Needs a little bit of help.
Gets it from Anthony Gordon. Back to Mackenzie Hunt again. Good footballers from Everton, but need an end product. An early goal would settle the boys, wouldn't it?
Yeah, of course it would, yeah. I mean, you always look to score early in a game if you possibly can, but especially on an afternoon like this when there might be a few nerves about because we're playing at Goodison Park. They'll be keen to impress as well. Certainly we look, we're the most comfortable side at the moment. We're enjoying an awful lot of territory. Plenty of possession, Darren, which is what we want. Like you said, though, we've got to have an end product somewhere along the line, though.
Thomas Howard will take this throw in. Left-hand side. Headed away by Everson. Into the empty paddock area. Paul Tate over on the far side, prowling the edge of the technical area. Big games these for the coaches, the FA Youth Cup, aren't they?
It's no different, is it? I mean, whether you're a coach or a player, you know, cup games have got that little bit of edge to them. You know, if you lose a game of football in the league, you know you can always go again next week. You lose in the cup, you're out for another year, and it's a horrible feeling. So, you know, I've tasted both. I've tasted the upset of being knocked out in the third round. I've had the good fortune of going all the way as well. So,
did you get giant killed? Did you?
I've been giant killed a few times. It's not a good experience, believe you me. But
who beat you? Who beat Chelsea?
Well, we got. Who beat Chelsea?
In the Youth Cup.
Oh, in the Youth Cup. I'm talking about real life. Daz.
Oh,
I'm talking about the biggies. Ellis Sims. Just a bit of a heavy touch.
Yeah,
Ellis Sims.
Kick.
I think when I was in the Youth Cup, I actually scored in the quarter-final. We got knocked out by Leicester. We drew 1-1 at Stamford Bridge and we got knocked out away from home at Leicester in the quarter-final. That's the closest I ever got. So, there you go, Daz. But you know...
The Youth Cup is virtually owned by Chelsea at the moment. They've won the last 5. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, they have got a lot of good young players down there. But...
in fact, Chelsea have won 7 of the last 9 FA Youth Cups. In the other 2, they lost in the final and the semi-final. Now, that's not bad going, is it? 9 years on the spin. But...
should we say they're the favourites?
How many get through to the first team, though?
Chance. This is where Ellis Sims is good.
Edge of the penalty area. Nice first touch. Can he get a second touch? Yes, he can, and he wasn't a million miles away.
Well, that's his strength.
He's lively, isn't he?
He is. Anywhere around the box, if he can get one-on-one with a defender and his pace and his strength, you know, defenders can't deal with him. They really can't. And he was just a little bit unfortunate there. Just a tad close to the keeper. Tried to dink it over him, but only managed to scoop it over the bar. But certainly signs that Ellis is in good form.
He's every right to be confident as Ellis Sims. Adam Cameron, the goalkeeper, puts his centre half under pressure. He wouldn't have thanked him for that. Would he done well, actually, there, did Raya Debali. But it's a poor ball from Edmundson. It's picked up by Karidi Adedoyin. Plays it in field to Mackenzie Hunt. He rolls it back to Anderson. Wide on the far side is Tom Warren. Back to Anderson again on the halfway line. In field to Mackenzie Hunt. Now it's at the feet of Everson. Nice football from Everton. From left to right. Nice ball into the just offside. Just mistimed his run did Bobby Carroll, but nice bit of football.
Yeah, really good football. We've worked it, we've been patient, we've gone out to the left-hand side, we've come back, we've switched the play, we got the ball down the right-hand side, and a good ball played in towards Bobby Carroll there. But as you say, Darren, big call from the linesman. That from running from deep, Bobby Carroll, you wouldn't have thought he'd have been offside, but the linesman's beady eyes deemed he was.
Very young with the linesman, isn't he? Oh, what's up? Well, Adam Cameron, the goalkeeper, got that completely wrong. And it's a throw-in for the Toffees on this right-hand side. 0-0 at Goodison Park.
Yeah,
10 minutes gone.
What are we now? 10 minutes into the game. I mean, you can see that we've certainly settled the best. No doubt about it. You can see that we're the better side. I think it's only a matter of time, Darren, before we break the deadlock here. I just sense it.
Well, Sunderland have offered very little as an attacking threat thus far. They might do now, though. It's Dan Neil. Slips it in field to Ryan Leonard. Bit of space for Ryan Leonard. He's tracked by Everson. Leonard goes for goal. Everson takes the sting out of it, and it bounces into the arms of Harry Tyra.
Yeah, well, he's good at that, Einar Everson. He just sits in front of the back four and protects them. And that was a perfect example there. Just as he was breaking through, the young man, Ryan Leonard, trying to get a shot off. Everson gets the tackle in.
Anthony Gordon for Everton. Forward to Bobby Carroll. Lays it off to Mackenzie Hunt. Edge of the penalty area. Can he get a shot away? Yes, he can, but it's deflected wide for a corner kick on the right-hand side.
Yeah, good play again there. Mackenzie Hunt got a wonderful left foot. Really got, you know, he's a bit Sheedy-ish in his mannerisms. If he's any half the player Kevin Sheedy was.
Absolutely.
We've got a little diamond on our hand, but he looks a really good player, Mackenzie Hunt. A little unfortunate, just got a deflection. He's running over there to take the corner that he earned. Make sure the delivery's good, Mackenzie.
Corner kick for the Toffees. Poor one. Poor corner kick spread through the club, don't they? We say it every Saturday.
I'll tell you what. You know, people will turn around to me and say, "Oh, well, how can people not kick the ball 30 yards?" It's not the easiest place to take a corner, Goodison Park.
No, it's not.
It's so tight down the bottom, and you sort of step up.
Yeah.
You're not on the same level. You're sort of running uphill. You know, I love trying to give players excuses, Daz. But
a member of the Wingers Union.
Got to look after them.
Adedoyan. Little Cruyff turn from Adedoyan. Plays it wide to Pavel Zuk. Back to Adedoyan again. Infield to Bobby Carroll. He lays it off to Everson. Playing some nice football, Everton, Graham.
Yeah, they look full of confidence, as you was.
Commentators curse.
Oh yeah. Well, no, I mean, you know, that's a ball that's gone out harmlessly for a goal kick, but you know, I don't mind that as long as people are trying to pick out the right pass. Not every single pass at this level is going to be perfect. It's not at first team level, so you can't expect it at under 18 level. But you know, you said it there, Daz. We're playing some nice football. The lads seem to have settled down. They're playing with confidence, as you would expect, based on the fact that we're winning games of football week in, week out. I just think it's a matter of time before we break the deadlock.
Offside again. Free kick for the Black Cats. 0-0 here at Goodison Park. We've been playing for 13 minutes. The Toffees and the Black Cats in the FA Youth Cup third round, and it is goalless. Gather one or two of you have had one or two issues trying to locate the coverage, but hopefully we're all up and running now.
Yeah, it's nice for the Evertonians out there. They still get their Still they get a little bit of football Saturday afternoon.
Let's hope they get a little bit of a goal here. Anthony Gordon was always going to skin the defender. Low cross into the penalty area. Oh, not the best touch from Mackenzie Hunt, but that's what Anthony Gordon's all about, Diamond.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the beating of the no doubt about that. Good work from him down that left-hand side. Nice and direct, taking on the full-back. Knows he's got the beating with him, as I said. Decent ball into the near post there. Mackenzie Hunt makes the run from midfield, but I think he got caught between trying to finish it with his left foot and maybe taking a touch, but he went out for the goal kick. But signs are good for us, Darren.
Absolutely. to Adam Cameron. Decent ball to this left-hand side, picked up by Thomas Howard, but good tracking back by Karidi Adedoyin. He's a big, strong player, Karidi, isn't he, Diamond?
Yeah, Karidi's a good player. He plays on the right. He's predominantly left-footed.
Good ball by Anthony Gordon.
Good skill, good strength. And does you want your wide man to do, you know, put a shift in and get back and help your full-back out. But I saw him score a hat-trick earlier on this season, and 2 of them were absolutely sensational strikes from outside the box.
Not afraid to pull the trigger, that's for sure. He's a second-year scholar, Karidi Adedoyin, been at Everton since he was 10 years of age, and thus far he's got 6 goals in 7 league appearances, and actually scored in the 3rd round of the Youth Cup last year. Mackenzie Hunt, he's going to pull the trigger. Good challenge though by Edmondson, and it bounces kindly for the visitors, and Ryan Gooch can run into trouble. Anthony Gordon picks it up. Good footwork, good pirouette by Anthony Gordon. Finds Karidi Adedoyin. So much domination from the Toffees, but we need the end product. We keep saying that, don't we?
Well, we do, but it's coming. I mean, Sunderland, they're being outclassed if we're really honest about it. They really haven't offered anything going forward. Maybe the odd little breakaway, but I'm fully expecting the Toffees to open the goal scoring very, very shortly.
Well, Everton beat Sunderland 4-0 recently in the under-18s Premier League, so the Blues very much the favourites this afternoon, but it's a cup game, Graham, and the longer Sunderland hold out, the more they'll think they can do a smash and grab.
Well, that'll be the game plan for them, to, you know, take the game as deep as they possibly can. But we've got a wonderful opportunity here. We're 25 yards out into the centre of the pitch. Anthony Gordon and Mackenzie Hunt stood over the ball. My guess is it looks more like Anthony Gordon's going to pull the trigger.
The right foot of Anthony Gordon or the left foot of Mackenzie Hunt at Goodison Park. Anthony Gordon over the wall, and a really routine save for the goalkeeper.
No, I mean, it was a decent effort, but didn't lack the pace.
Yeah, lacked the power.
Really, there was very, very comfortable for the goalkeeper. Little injury here for one of the Sunderland players. Darren, I can't quite see who it is.
You were in the company of Marcel Brands last night, weren't you, Graham?
We were. We had a terrific night last night. It was myself, Snods and Marcel. Down on the marine front there at New Brighton.
Very good.
Very impressive place. Nightmare to find, like. But
was it?
But it was a good, you know, lovely bar area and restaurant, and we sat there. And Marcel went up on stage, and I think the fans really appreciated the way he came about and what he had to say about Everton and how he settled in. He's a really popular character. The good thing is he's very, very good at his job. He's shown that with the signings that we made on deadline day. He knows the market, he knows his job. And I know for a fact, you know, all 3 of us, we had a meeting with Marcel, myself, Snods and Sharpie, and we had a really good hour with him, and he spoke about what he wants to do and his plans, and he's a really impressive character.
Isn't he just?
So
I was with him on Friday night. It was sorry, Thursday. It was terrific, wasn't it? Down on the dock there, the Royal Blue Liver building on the banks of the Royal Blue Mersey.
How good was that when it lit up blue? Oh, it was as good as it gets.
Terrific.
The most iconic building, not only in Liverpool but probably the northwest, and it's blue.
Absolutely. Didn't the chairman love it? 3, 2, 1. Fabulous, wasn't it?
Oh, well, he loves. That's exactly what he loves. You know, we always talk about how much he loves this football club, and there's absolutely no doubt about it. And I'm delighted it was him. That, you know, that pressed the button and the Liver birds went blue. He'd have absolutely loved that. He'll cherish it.
So he should. Absolutely fantastic. I'm sure he's watching this afternoon as well. He doesn't miss any games.
No, he doesn't. I mean, he loves watching Everton, whether it be first team or you know, the youth coming through. You know, these are the guys that we want to, you know, we're going to be trusting our future with.
Well, Sunderland are forced into a change here. Sean Kennedy is going to replace Connor Slack. Didn't quite see what happened, Diamond. He seemed to be in the wall, and did he turn awkwardly? Must have done, because he's walked gingerly off, and he's been replaced by Sean Kennedy.
Yeah, he's walking off very, very gingerly. It's very, very difficult to work out. I mean, you would imagine it's a muscular injury, because there was no real challenge, was there?
No.
Unfortunate for the young man. He'll be disappointed, but that's life sometimes.
We've been playing at Goodison Park in the FA Youth Cup 3rd round for 19 minutes, and still we await the first goal. Everton have been dominant in possession. If you're just joining us on YouTube, you're listening to myself, Darren Griffiths, and Graham Stewart alongside me.
Substitution for Sunderland, coming off number 9, Connor Slack, replacing him, number 14, Sean Kennedy.
Edmondson pumps the ball forward, but it falls at the feet of Pavel Zuk, and he plays it safely back to Harry Tyler. It's funny, you know, Graham, I host, and you're there every year, the Academy Awards at the end of the season. So I've known some of these names since they were 7, 8, 9, 10 years of age. It's lovely to see them playing at Goodison Park.
Yeah, it is great. It's great for them. You know, it's so difficult as well at 6 and 7 years of age to wonder whether they're going to come through, because everybody develops at different times, especially at those kind of ages. So you're now probably getting to the stage now where you've got a fair inkling as to whether they're going to make it, you know, in the game at the top level or whatever level. If they can't make it here at Everton, we've got to help them, and, you know, to have good careers, because it's the numbers don't stack up, do they? The numbers tell you that not everybody's going to make it. It's very, very difficult in a modern day game nowadays with all the foreign players coming into it as well. Tough to get through and play for your first team.
I love picking up the Sunday papers and seeing one of our old youngsters scoring goals. You know, your Ryan Ledsons at Preston, Mark Hughes at Accrington, Jordan Thornley, who captained the under-18s to the league a few years ago, playing regularly at Sheffield Wednesday. It's terrific.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what it's all about. I mean, you want to give these players a grounding, and then they know they're not stupid. You know, the numbers tell you that you might get 1 or 2 through. So the odds are stacked against them, but they've got to work hard. They've got to keep their heads down. They've got to listen to the coaches. They've got to come in and work hard every single day of the week. And if they don't make it here, we'll try and get them to another club and forge a career for them there.
It's Everton 0, Sunderland 0 in the FA Youth Cup third round here at Goodison Park. A competition that Everton really could do with a run in. It's 16 years since we last reached the final, 2002. I remember it well. There were 11 players in the FA Youth Cup final for Everton. Only one of them played for the first team. And he also played 126 times for England.
Yeah, he wasn't bad, was he?
Mackenzie Hunt leaves it to Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon clips it to the right-hand side where Pavel Zuk is coming in, but it's scrambled away. Is that a corner kick for Everton? It is on the right-hand side. Yeah, 2002 we had the likes of Stephen Schumacher was in the side, who's done well for himself. He had a good career. Stephen Beck was in the side as well, but it was all about Wayne.
Well, it was.
Even at that age, playing in the FA Youth Cup, he was simply sensational.
Well, he was. I remember. Was it Tottenham?
Tottenham Hotspur, White Hart Lane. I was there. I was sitting in the stand at White Hart Lane, and Gary Jacob from the Times still reminds me. Wayne hit the free kick, hit the wall, and then volleyed it back in. Corner comes in from Bobby Carroll. Far post, controlled inside the penalty area. Shot comes in, but it's blocked. Probably could have done with cracking it first time. Sonny Best brings it away. Bobby Carroll slides in, but that'll be a free kick, says John Paul Kenny. Yeah,
probably
referee.
Just about a free kick. I mean, Bobby Carroll did get the ball, but he went through the back of the midfield player there. But, you know, it's total dominance. Isn't it? Really is from the Toffees here.
We're not testing the goalkeeper, though, Graham, which is a slight concern, and I'm sure it is to Paul Tate as well.
Yeah, I mean, for all the good play and the good build-up, we've got, you know, the game's about putting the ball in the back of the net and testing the goalkeeper. We haven't perhaps done that. That'd be the only criticism in the performance.
Need to get Ellis Sims involved, that's for sure. Phenomenal goal-scoring record, and that'll be a free kick. He just got too much of the man rather than the ball, and it's a free kick for Sunderland. And the Sunderland coach, Paul Bryson Diamond, he will be saying to himself, this'll do. So far.
Yeah, I mean, I think he'll be honest enough to recognise that the better team are Everton. But as I said earlier on, if they can take the game, if they can get to half-time 0-0, they make it a 45-minute game. They'll try and nick a goal somewhere on the break or from a set piece. But we've got to make sure that we don't allow that to happen. I'm pretty comfortable, Daz, as we sit now.
It's got the feeling of it's only a matter of time, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has, exactly. He's had that feeling for the last 10 or 15 minutes. So we get Ellis Sims one-on-one. No one's going to stop him, and he can finish the boy.
Here's Edmondson for Sunderland. Has a little right, has a little left, and decides to play it all the way back to Adam Cameron. Everton under-18s sit atop the Premier League table. Sunderland are down in 10th place. Played 10 this season, Sunderland, the under-18s, and they've only won once. There's a points difference of 22 already between Everton and Sunderland, so the Toffees very much the favourites, but it's a cup tie.
So we keep saying that. Give a little mention to Kieran Phillips as well, who's been Ellis Sims' strike partner for the majority of this season, and the pair of them have forged a really potent partnership. But I think, judging by the fact that he's not even on the bench, he must be injured, Kieran.
Yeah, must have had a knock. Bobby Carroll won't even bother chasing that. It's a loose ball forward from Pavels. What the boys mustn't do is lose concentration and just keep sticking at it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the main thing. They've got to keep moving the ball about and just keep probing, keep asking the questions of the Sunderland back four. A few more shots on target, maybe the odd cross coming into the box. Just in that final third is where we just need to improve a little bit. In terms of possession, very, very comfortable.
Alice Sims tries to turn the defender, but it's hacked away by Thomas Howard. And Kieran Phillips, by the way, hasn't got a knock, thankfully. He was with the 23s last night.
Yeah, was he?
United.
Okay.
Onsley took him with him.
Well, we won that 1-0, didn't we?
That's what it's all about, isn't it? This is a big game, the FA Youth Cup, but if you're an 18, you want to play for the 23s. If you're 23, you want to play for the first team.
Yeah, but I think Ellis Sims went with the 23s a couple of weeks ago. So
here's a chance for Pavels. Look inside the penalty area. Mackenzie Hunt picks it up, looking for Ellis Sims. Here's a chance, Ellis Sims, and he puts it away. Didn't we say? Give Ellis Sims a chance. He'll put the ball in the back of the net, and Ellis Sims has done it again. And that, Graham Stewart, was a nice finish.
It was a very, very good finish. I was actually going to say the initial ball from Pavel Suk was a terrific ball from the right-hand side, and really and truly, Ellis should have been on the end of that one. The ball found its way to Mackenzie Hunt on the left-hand side, and he pulled the ball back. Terrific ball, actually, to Ellis Sims, who didn't even have to break stride, didn't have to take a touch, just walked onto the ball and drilled it in straight into the roof of the Sunderland net. Well, and as we predicted, Daz,
yep,
the Toffees are one up.
Toffees are one up. Ellis Sims, the goal scorer.
Yeah, just saying before that, Ellis has had a little taste of the under-23, so obviously David's decided to give Kieran a little taste as well, because I think what tends to happen is when you get to January, maybe a few of these boys may nip out on loan, try and get a bit of experience out on loan. So you want your best under-18s then stepping up to under-23 level. And based on the season so far, clearly Ellis Sims and Kieran Phillips are in the thoughts of David Unsworth and his under-23 team.
Well, it's the 1st of December. That is Ellis Sims' 24th goal of the season.
That's
You'd
phenomenal.
take that, wouldn't you?
It's phenomenal. But he's got to keep driving himself now. He's got to, he's got to be hungry. Don't sit back and think you've done your job. Go and get yourself a 2s and 3s.
That's the sign of a proper goal scorer, isn't it? Somebody who just, even if you're 4-0 up, he'll chase everything down and he'll want to make it 5 and he'll want to make it 6.
Yep. I mean, from what I've seen of Ellis, that's the only one thing that if I was turning around to him and giving him a bit of advice, keep working.
Yeah.
Keep closing people down, keep working hard, keep running those channels, keep showing you're willing. Because the rest is there for him. I mean, his size is magnificent.
Yep.
He's about 6'2", 6'3". He's a strong boy. He can finish. As long as he puts the work rate in, he's got every chance.
It's a nice ball to Everson, and he powers at the Sunderland defence. Everson reaches the penalty area. Still going. Can he get there before the goalkeeper? No, he can't. Unlucky.
A
good powerful run, though, Greg.
Yeah, good, powerful, positive run from Einar Everson there, the captain. Just ran out of room there a little bit. A little slope at the end of the pitch there. Just took the ball down. That's good to see as well. Like Anthony Gordon there, recognising that Einar Everson's made a big, long, powerful run, and he's just sat in the middle of midfield for him there, and given Einar the opportunity to just have a little breather and get himself back into midfield.
I think, you know what, I think one more goal will do this, Graham. Sunderland, as you said earlier, you alluded to it, they've offered absolutely nothing as an attacking threat, have they?
No. There's had their little moments, 2 or 3 little breaks, but they've been tidied up by our back four relatively comfortably. But you just can't see where they're going to score a goal from, Darren.
Nice and comfortable, but the full ball from Joe Anderson reaches the goalkeeper. I wonder how many people say to young Joe Anderson, "What's happening with the stadium, Joe?" I always think that when I read his name out at the Academy Awards.
You'll put him on the spot this year, won't you, and just ask him, won't you, what's happening with the stadium?
Joe Anderson, 18 years of age. We've been playing here at Goodison Park for 29 minutes and it's so far so very good for Paul Tate and his boys, and Keith Southern as well. Great to see Keith Southern back at the football club. He was the perfect example, Graham. Didn't really get near the first team, Keith. Went away, had a brilliant career at Blackpool, latterly with Fleetwood, and he's back coaching, and he's a terrific example.
Of course he is, yeah. I mean, like we say, whether you be a player or a coach, manager, you know, sometimes you do have to step away from where you really, really want to be to forge your career. But I'm sure Keith's ecstatic to be back at Goodison Park. We always come back.
Can't get rid of you is the phrase you're looking for. Cross from Pavel Zuk. Rests itself on the top of the net at the Gladys Street end, and how pleased will Ellis Sims be to put one in at the Gladys Street? There might be absolutely nobody there, but listen, he can tell his grandkids he scored at the Gladys Street.
Well, he can. One day. I'm sure he'd prefer to do it with 10,000 people in there, but
one day.
All in good time, Ellis.
One day. You looking forward to tomorrow, Graham?
I am looking forward to it. I'm really quite positive about it. I think we're going into it in decent form. We sort of maybe fell over the line a little bit against Cardiff. They frustrated us for long periods of the game. And we were really, really dominant. Here, chance here. Darren.
Oh, Karidi Adedoyan just gets underneath it and lashes it high into the empty Gladys Street.
Yeah, terrific ball
for Sunderland.
Yeah, terrific ball from Anthony Gordon there, spotting the run of Karidi Adedoyan. Unfortunately, the finish wasn't as good. But no, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I'm sure all the fans are now.
I think they are. Everybody I spoke to, I was in the company of, amongst others, Joe Royal, John Hurst, Derek Temple, Sharpie last night, and everybody's saying the same thing, really looking forward to it. And we don't often look forward to going to Anfield.
I think that the positive thing for me is that I know for a fact Marco Silva will send out a team to win the game. We won't sit back and allow Liverpool to do what they want to do and like just camp ourselves in our own half with 10 men behind the ball and all that stuff. We'll go and attack.
Here's Ellis Sims on the right-hand side of the penalty area. Takes his time, has a look up. Bobby Carroll lays it square to Everson. Can he turn and get a shot away? Yes, he can, but it spins wide of the mark. And it's one-way traffic, Graham.
Well, it is. I mean, this is really a matter of how many it's going to be, I think, down this afternoon. Because we're so dominant. I mean, Sunderland they just haven't got anything in their armour to beat us.
And they are flying high, the young Toffees, and it's going very much to form here at Goodison Park this afternoon. Saturday afternoon at Goodison Park. You just can't beat it, can you? There's nowhere else you'd rather be. Pavel Zuk under no pressure. I think the Sunderland coach will be a bit disappointed now. Having said earlier he'd have been happy with 0-0, his players aren't really, they don't seem at it, do they?
I just think that
not good enough.
I mean, that's the harsh reality of it. You know, as a side, they're not good enough. I mean, it's so comfortable for us. We're doing well. We're dominating possession. We've got players who can hurt them. Players making runs, fantastic passes like this one.
Lovely
that's
ball
found
from
Pavel
Everton.
Zuk on the right-hand side.
Cross comes in, he lays it back, and it would have worked if somebody was on the edge of the penalty area. Everson makes up the ground, plays it to Mackenzie Hunt, who looks for a little half a yard of space. He has to play it back towards the centre circle where Joe Anderson's waiting. Back to Mackenzie Hunt again, and he asks an awful lot of Pavel Zuk. And well, the challenge comes in, and Everton have won a corner from that, so that'll do.
Yeah, I mean, Pavel Zuk did well there from Mackenzie Hunt, because it probably favoured the defender a little bit more, the ball from Mackenzie Hunt, but Pavel done really well, showed great determination to get to the byline, and he's won us a corner. Just going to take advantage of the dominance that we have.
Be nice to go in a couple of goals up, wouldn't it?
Yeah, make it nice and comfortable.
12 minutes to go before the break. Corner kick for Everton at the Gladys Street end. FA Youth Cup, third round, the Toffees are comfortable. In it comes, right under the keeper, doesn't want to catch it, punches it away. Anthony Gordon will chase it down. He's under a bit of pressure from Dan Neil, is Anthony Gordon, and he's happy to take the throw in.
Yeah, goalkeeper Adam Cameron there really should have been catching that ball. It was right under his crossbar. It's a touch of the foreigners there, wasn't he?
Absolutely.
Punching instead of catching.
First team level, somebody's really... Yerry Mean is challenging for that, isn't he?
Oh, he's
right
putting it in the back of the net, hopefully.
Anytime goal scorer tomorrow, Yerry Mina, that's my tip. So leave it alone.
I was going to say, so don't touch it.
Tom Warren for Everton, wide towards Anthony Gordon. Nice first touch from Anthony Gordon, who came on for the first team in Cyprus last year when Craig Shakespeare took the team in Apollon Limassol.
Yeah, and if my memory serves me correctly, Craig took the team because Sam stayed behind to get the side ready for the derby, wasn't it?
The Merseyside derby, correct. He'd only just started, wanted to get to know the players a bit better, and the likes of Nathan Broadhead and Fraser Hornby, Harry Charsley, Anthony Gordon, all got a run out, which was fabulous for the academy.
I feel a little bit sorry for Harry Tyra. He must be the most bored man on that pitch. I hope he's got a few layers on.
Here's Mackenzie Hunt for Everton, looking for Ellis Sims, just didn't reach him. Bobby Carroll flies in, but Sunderland can bring it away. Well, lack of concentration by Dan Neil then. Mackenzie Hunt picked his pocket. Bobby Carroll, low centre of gravity Bobby Carroll, but looks a nice tidy player, Graham.
Yeah, he is a tidy player.
Here he is again.
They're all looking good today.
Yeah.
Oh.
What were you saying?
Comedy moment from Anthony Gordon, who just loses his balance and slips over without anybody around him.
I'll remind him about that. Sunderland again, an unforced error.
These are the games now where the danger, and the only danger we have, is complacency.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy. You know, you get lazy in your thinking. That'll be the one thing I'm sure Tatey will say to them at half-time. Listen, make sure we stay sharp mentally as well as physically. Keep moving the ball, doing the right things, and don't think the game's too easy, because as soon as you start doing that, you get sloppy. A little bit like that, giving the ball away.
David Unsworth and Franny Jeffers are here this afternoon, over on the far side, bang opposite where myself and Graham Stewart are watching from the middle gantry in the upper Bullens.
Which one's which?
Unsy's the one on the left. Joe Anderson to Tom Warren, infield to Anthony Gordon, who's come short to get a little bit of action, but his forward pass doesn't reach Tom Warren, and it'll be a throw-in for Sunderland. And it looks like both sides are just playing out a bit of time here. 9 minutes to go before the break.
Yeah, I'm just thinking in this last 5 or 10 minutes we've just got a little bit sloppy. I feel for them to a degree, because it is hard when it's that easy. You switch off a little bit, but that's what I was saying before. We've got to avoid trying to do that.
It's all a bit congested over on the far side. It'll be a free kick for Sunderland. 3 times the Toffees have won the FA Youth Cup. 1998 was the last time. Andy Holden and Colin Harvey in charge. And what a statistic this is, by the way. From the 1998 FA Youth Cup winners, we had Richard Dunn, Leon Osmond, Danny Cadamartri, Tony Hibbert, Franny, Phil Jevons, Jamie Milligan. The FA Youth Cup team that season, Graham, played over 1,000 first-team games between them.
There you go. That's why we won it.
Job done, isn't it just?
That's exactly why we won it.
Job done. We won it in 1984. And the only two that really played for the first team were Darren Hughes and Ian Marshall. You'd have played against Marshall, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I did.
End of his career.
He was a good player, you know.
Yeah, good footballer, yeah. A little bit of everything, didn't he?
Yeah.
Like Mike Lyons, centre-half, centre-forward. I'll tell you about the other FA Youth Cup side, surely. But Anthony Gordon has possession. Can he get the ball into the penalty area? Beat himself in the end, really, didn't he? And Sunderland can bring it away. 1965. We won the FA Youth Cup, beat Arsenal in the final. And who played in the FA Youth Cup that season? John Hurst.
Did he? Hursty. Love Hursty.
Hursty and Jimmy Husband. I was with Hursty last night. What a gentleman, by the way.
He's a great fella, Joe.
Legend. Good player as well.
Yeah.
Here's Adedoyin. Certainly got the beating of Dan Neil on this right-hand side. Rolls it back to Everson, forward to Mackenzie Hunt. I think you're right, Graham. I think it's too easy. The boys have dropped their tempo slightly.
Yeah, I was exactly going to say that. It's the tempo's not quite there. Look, it's not a criticism.
Not at all.
You can't criticise the performance. We're totally and utterly dominant. We're 1-0 up. But I'd like to see us just step up again. Just raise the tempo.
It's that type of thing, isn't it? You're in a promising position on the right-hand side. We could and should have made more of it.
Yeah, I mean, Pavel Zouk on that occasion, just trying to lay a ball into Mackenzie Hunt, but Mackenzie kind of just strolled into it. And
yeah. I'm sure Paul Tate and Keith Southern will be into the boys at half-time. too comfortable. Not a phrase we use very often in football, but too comfortable is certainly applicable this afternoon. Sunderland have offered absolutely nothing as an attacking threat, and as Diamond said earlier, poor Harry Tyler in goal. He'll bring his iPad out for the second half. Here's Everson. What are the options? Short ball to Anthony Gordon. Over the top looking for Bobby Carroll, but Edmondson was always going to win that aerial battle. And Sunderland again put the ball into touch on this near side. We should be 3 or 4 ahead here.
Well, we should. I mean, it's so comfortable, it's untrue. I mean, Sunderland can't string 3 passes together.
When the first team struggle the way Sunderland have done in the last few years, does it affect everybody at the football club, even though nothing the youth team can do? Relegation to the Championship and then to League One, does it? It must put a cloud over the football club to a certain extent.
It does in a way. I mean, I'm looking at this Sunderland side, and is there anything that's there that's going to break through the ranks? You can't really see it.
Nope.
I saw Newcastle, you know, my former captain Dave Watson's in charge of the academy, the under-18 side, and they got beat 7-1 by us a few weeks ago as well. And I think I looked at one player in Newcastle's side that had a little bit about him.
He'd have hated that Waggy.
Oh, he would have, yeah. I felt sorry for him. You know, but it's difficult because, you know, you can only play the cards you're dealt.
Here's Karidi Adedoyan, but again that move breaks down. Perversely, in 1998 when we won the FA Youth Cup, the first team survived on the last day of the season against Coventry City. I remember that well. First team struggled.
Well, it's funny you should say that, Des, because guess who got jumped on the train with us yesterday?
Gareth Farrelly.
Gareth Farrelly.
Really?
Yeah. We nearly got off me in Snods. Oh no.
Did you talk about the goals that saved the club, you and Gareth?
Yeah, Snods sat in a different carriage.
Well, it's a yellow card for Bobby Carroll. It's a needless one as well, tugging on the shirt, and didn't really give the referee much option there, Graham, to be fair.
No, I mean, you've got a letter of the law. Bobby was pulling the lad back, and unfortunately, in the modern day rules, that is a booking. He's got to have to be a little bit careful, Bobby, because he doesn't mind a tackle.
Nice footwork by Mackenzie Hunt. Low ball forward to Ellis Sims. Lays it off to Bobby Carroll. Nice first time pass from Bobby Carroll, but Edmondson just slides in and gets there before Anthony Gordon over on that left-hand side.
He's been their best player,
He
Edmondson.
has, yeah.
Big centre-half.
There's a ball for
He's
you,
had
by
to
the
be.
way. It's a super ball. 70 yards from one side to the other, and miscontrol by Ryan Leonard on this near side.
He's a big lad, he's Andreas Edmondson.
Yeah, looks a player, doesn't he?
Yeah, he looks okay. The trouble is he's playing at the back for him, and what they're screaming out for is a little bit creativity going forward.
Ryan Astley says to Harry Tyler, he'll have a touch of the ball. Joe Anderson, infield to Tom Warren. Everton 1, Sunderland 0. Goodison Park, FA Youth Cup, 3rd round. Will we be cheering these boys on from the stands in a few years' time? I'm sure 1 or 2 will make the breakthrough. The pathway at Everton Football Club is illuminated far brighter than anywhere else, as our record of producing homegrown players would suggest. Who played in the youth team with you at Chelsea, Graham, who came through?
Damien Matthew, Jason Cundy.
Was he there? Was he?
Yeah, Cundy was there. Dave Lee.
Yeah, know that name.
Frank Sinclair, Eddie Newton.
That's a decent side, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, Eddie Newton and Frank Sinclair won FA Cups.
Yeah, yeah.
So they all had decent careers.
Here's Mackenzie Hunt. Can Everton just ice the cake before half-time? Karidi Adedoyan. Infield to Mackenzie Hunt again. Pavel Zuk goes back to Astley. Joe Anderson. Anthony Gordon finds the gap and feeds it to Ellis Sims. Lays it off to Bobby Carroll. Shooting opportunity, but he tries to pass it and it doesn't come off. Need to try a few, don't we? Test the keeper.
Yeah, I think we've maybe been a little bit over-precise there.
Adedoyin, he's trying to be direct. Goes for goal. Well defended again by Edmondson with his chest. He'd have felt that one. Because that was travelling, wasn't it?
It was travelling. But again, you know, big commanding centre-halves done well for his side.
What will Paul Tate say at half-time, Graham?
I think
it's the same?
more of the same, but just up the tempo, especially that first 15 minutes of the second half. Up the tempo, you up the tempo, and we have a little bit more productivity in the final third. You're going to have an absolutely stroll in the park second half. Nice, comfortable afternoon for you. Go out and express yourselves and enjoy it. You know, you're playing at Goodison Park. If you can't enjoy playing at Goodison Park as a hugely superior side, and have players around you that can help you express yourself as an individual as well, you shouldn't be on the park.
Here's Anderson to Anthony Gordon, in field to Bobby Carroll. Dominant is how you describe the Everton display. Here's Hunt, infield to Bobby Carroll, back to Hunt again. Laid off to Everson.
I mean, you look at it now, right? If you'd stop the game now, there's 11 Sunderland players within 40 yards of their goal. So it's difficult to play through. But if Sunderland win the ball back, where are they going? Where are they going?
Well, here they come. Leonard on this near side, but can't take the ball with him.
See, the problem as well as a Sunderland player, you're working so hard getting men behind the ball and running around chasing shadows because we're playing keep ball.
Yeah.
When you finally win the ball back, you're too knackered to do anything with it.
A few unforced errors. 2 minutes of added time at the end of the first half, and Everton looking for a second, and Ellis Sims is in here. Good challenge comes in. It'll be a corner kick.
Yeah, good work. Good little half turn there from Anthony Gordon. Just injected a little bit of pace into the game. Drove forward and slid the ball into Ellis Sims on the left-hand side of the box there. But credit to the defender, Riyad Dubali. Some great names here, Daz.
Sunderland boy.
Number 5. That'll do. Good tackle from him anyway.
Was a good challenge. Stoppage time here at Goodison Park. Everton leading by an Ellis Sims goal to nil. His 24th goal of the season, and it's the 1st of December. Some record. Corner kick. Bobby Carroll will swing it in. Can Everton add a second goal, which will probably put the game to bed? Karidi Adedoyin does exactly what the doctor ordered. Everton 2, Sunderland 0.
Yeah, well, it's deserved. Certainly the dominance that we've showed in this game deserved us to walk in with more than one goal to our name. And Karidi Adedoyin has made sure that's going to happen. Unmarked. 8 yards out.
Yep.
Too easy.
Yep. Poor goal to concede, but we don't care. It's all about the Toffees, and the young Blues are strolling through Goodison Park here this afternoon. Everton 2, Sunderland 0. Stoppage time at the end of the first half, and Sunderland, unfortunately for the Black Cats, and there are one or two supporters around us here in the upper Bullens, there doesn't appear to be any way back for Sunderland. Paul Tate will be delighted that that's, Graham, because the dominance, as you said, the dominance has merited a 2-goal advantage.
Yeah, very much so. Makes that half-time cup of tea a little bit sweeter.
Or the half-time bag of revels, in our case, that you've just produced.
Well, do you know what, Daz? I dug my coat out, my big Everton long coat, put my hands in my pockets a bit earlier and had a beautiful surprise. But I'd robbed a packet of Revels from the first team game a couple of weeks ago. We'll enjoy them at half-time, Daz.
Let's check the sell-by date. Sunderland's sell-by date appears to have gone here at Goodison Park. It's comfortable for the Toffees. Paul Tate's boys are flying high at the top of the Premier League under-18s. They are flying high in the FA Youth Cup this afternoon. Diamond and I are off for a cup of tea and a revel. At half-time, Everton 2, Sunderland 0. Well, welcome back to Goodison Park for the second half of the FA Youth Cup tie. Everton are comfortably leading by 2-0. Neither Paul Tate or Paul Bryson, the respective coaches, have made any changes at half-time. Excuse me, I think a revel got stuck in my throat there, Graham. That you begrudgingly passed me at half-time. Absolutely no need for Tatey to make any changes, is there?
No. The personnel on the pitch have done the business so far. It'll be interesting to see how we come out and attack this second half. Hopefully, as I mentioned in that first half, this first 10 or 15 minutes, if we really get at the throats of the Sunderland players, get another goal or two, could be a very, very comfortable afternoon. If it could possibly get any more comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a stroll in the park, hasn't it? Keep the tempo, keep the concentration is the important thing for the Toffees, and we will secure a safe passage through to the fourth round. One of the most eagerly awaited days of the football calendar, Monday Night Diamond, the draw for the FA Cup third round.
Yes.
I like that, me.
Yeah, I do like that, I must admit.
I don't like the way they publicise the numbers in advance.
No, I hate that. I don't think anybody likes it. I get to the point now where I don't even watch that bit.
Yeah, cover the screen.
Yeah.
We're number 15. We already know that we're number 15, and that's wrong for me.
Yeah, I don't
because
like
it takes away the suspense, doesn't it?
Of course it does.
Karidi Adedoyan runs into a Sunderland cul-de-sac, and Everton win a throw-in over on the far side that Pavel Zuk will take, and he chucks it back to Ryan Astley. Here's Joe Anderson.
Yeah, we talk about how we're going to attack the second half. It'll be quite interesting to see the tactics adopted by Sunderland, because they've got to go for it, haven't they? I mean, this is, it's a one-off cup tie.
Yep.
They're 2-0 down. They've offered absolutely nothing first half. Have they got something in their locker to just ask a few questions of our players?
They must have had a rocket at half-time, surely, the Sunderland boys. Because
I don't think rockets exist anymore.
No. There's no hair dryers anymore in the dressing rooms, is there?
No. Political correctness doesn't allow it.
Who was your youth team coach?
I had Gwyn Williams at Chelsea.
Oh yeah, know that name.
He wasn't afraid to hand it out, I'll tell you that for certain. Oh.
Did you paint the goalposts and sweep the terraces and stuff like that, clean the boots?
Do you know what? I camped overnight at Stamford Bridge in the home team dressing room, and Ken Bates said he was going to put 50 quid each in our wages at the end of the month, so if we made sure the game was on. It was against Arsenal, live on the telly it was.
Yeah.
There was straw on the pitch, everything, to make sure this game went ahead, so we got the TV money. And the tight old so-and-so never put 50 quid in our wages.
Really?
Yeah.
You spent all night at Stamford Bridge?
Yeah.
Anthony Gordon, good play by Gordon, lovely ball as well, great vision, good touch as well. Karidi Adedoyan wasn't far away. That would have been a sumptuous goal, Graham.
It would have been a fantastic goal, really good play. Mackenzie Hunt, Anthony Gordon, lovely little flick from Ellis Sims into the path of
Karidi
Adedoyan, and he made it look so easy as well. It was effortless to strike.
No backlift, struck it well, just the wrong side of Adam Cameron's goal post. Everton 2, Sunderland 0. In the FA Youth Cup. Be great to have a good run in this cup competition.
Well, you'd like to think we will do.
Well, the tools are in the box to have a good run, aren't they? Oh, but just hold on a sec. Here's a chance for Leonard. Good save, Harry Tyra. Or has he missed the target? He's missed the target. I thought Harry got a touch on that.
I thought Harry Tyra. I mean, I'm sure Harry, deep down, would like to be given a little bit of credit for that save, because he done really, really well. I mean, Ryan Leonard was bursting through, and Harry Tyre virtually met him on the edge of the box, closed the angle down, and I think he just got a hand to it and pushed it wide.
Yeah,
but
I thought that.
That's as much as Sunderland has offered in this whole game so far, but
just
shows
to see
you a little bit of intent. Yeah.
Adedoyan, heavy first touch, but it falls nicely for Everton.
opportunity.
Real chance. Anthony Gordon on this left-hand side, times his run, reaches the penalty area, brings it in field, takes on the defender, looks for goal and tries to square it in fact to Ellis Sims. Just doesn't manage it. Half a chance.
Yeah, well, I think it was more than half a chance, really, Darren, because I think Anthony Gordon was probably trying to be a little bit too clever for his own good there. I think it was a case of drive at the full back, get yourself half a yard and bend it in the bottom corner.
Ryan Astley to Bobby Carroll. Makes a little half a yard of space for himself and then tries to flick it forward towards Mackenzie Hunt. And there's more goals in this, isn't there?
Oh, 100%. There's more goals in this game. Just got to make sure we're on our toes and it doesn't end up one in our box, because inside 5 minutes of this second half, Sunderland have done more going forward than they did in the first 45 minutes put together.
Good play by Warren to Anthony Gordon. Looks a player, Anthony Gordon, doesn't he? Diamond, he's got such awareness.
Yeah, he's got good technical ability.
Here's Ellis Sims, goal scorer extraordinaire this season. Tries to play in Pavel Zuk on the right-hand side. Ryan Leonard gets the final touch and it'll be a throw-in.
You know what, he's done okay, the little lad over there, Leonard,
has, yeah.
number 11.
Yeah.
He's
stuck
worked,
at it,
yeah, he's stuck at it. He's only looks a real slight kid as well. But I tell you what, he's got a heart, big heart on him, because he's worked his socks off to try and protect the left back as well.
It's a bit sloppy, offside on the far side. £10 at night in Bangkok it is, Graham, in Thailand, and my daughter is watching Everton in the FA Youth Cup third round in Thailand.
It's great, isn't it?
That's commitment for you.
That is commitment.
Flicked on, but intercepted well by Ryan Astley, picked up by Mackenzie Hunt. He finds Tom Warren. Comfortable on the ball, Everton. It's lovely to see a team in the royal blue stroking the ball about so well. Here's Bobby Carroll. Controls it with his shoulder, hooks it back to Everson. He just undercooks the pass slightly, but Everton retain possession with Pavel Zuk. Back to Astley. Nobody out there is afraid to get on the ball, are they, Graham, which is nice to see.
No, I think that's the modern day game demands now, that you're comfortable on the ball, you're not afraid to get it in tight areas.
Ellis Sims back to Anthony Gordon. Everson. Wide to Pavel Zuk, back to Everson again. Bobby Carroll on the stretch just manages to retain possession for Everton, but then Joe Anderson gives it away, and Raya Dibali strides out of defence and finds Leonard on the far side, and Everson pulls him back, and well, that was a yellow card in the first half.
Yeah, I was going to say
for Bobby Carroll.
Yeah, I was going to say exactly the same thing. I mean, if that's as much as a pull back as Bobby Carroll's one gets booked, one doesn't.
Inconsistencies.
Obviously, the kickoffs have started, Daz, as well. It's Saturday afternoon. We've got an early goal in the Premier League.
Really?
It's come at Huddersfield, and they're 1-0 up against Brighton.
They're making a fist of it, aren't they,
Yeah.
Huddersfield? Everybody's favourites to go down, but they've strung a couple of results together. Terrific win against Wolves. And they lead again.
Well, and another terrific win for Cardiff last night as well against Wolves. You know, two favourites to go down,
Yeah.
Cardiff and Huddersfield. Certainly two of my favourites. And they're winning games of football all of a sudden.
Sunderland have reached the Everton penalty area here. It's with the substitute Sean Kennedy, who came on early doors for Connor Slack. Dibali. This is the longest spell of possession Sunderland have had in the entire game.
Well, it's absolutely apparent that Paul Bryson has got amongst his players at half-time and said, look, boys, you know, are you going to go down in a whimper, or are you going to go out fighting?
Howard crosses into the penalty area. It's, too high, too deep, and it'll be a goal kick for the Toffees. Not afraid to play from the back. Mackenzie Hunt, he was a little bit too penned in for my liking to receive the ball there, Graham.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, as I say, the modern day game, it's all about building from the back and what have you, but you've still got to do the basics right and know when the time is right to play and not to play. And we got it wrong on that occasion.
Anthony Gordon just took a really heavy challenge then. It was a heavy touch by Anthony Gordon over on the right-hand side, and the Sunderland player ploughed into him and won the ball fair and square. Good old-fashioned tackle, but Anthony will have felt that.
Yeah, he certainly felt that. He's in a bit of discomfort. He sat up a little bit, which is always a good sign. He was lying flat on the floor a second ago, but he sat up now. I think he'll be okay. Run that off. The old magic sponge, Des.
Yeah. The magic sponge, little drop of Raljex and away you go. Bit of deep heat.
Yeah.
54 minutes on the clock. Goodison Park, FA Cup third round football live on the Everton YouTube page. And Leicester City scored, Graham, I'm hearing.
Is that right?
In the Premier League. As Harry Tyra gets some action to Anderson into the channel on this left-hand side. Karidi Adedoyan chases it down. Dibali shackles him, and it'll be a throw-in for Everton on this left-hand side.
Yeah, confirmation of your goal at Leicester. And it's a Jamie Vardy penalty, Daz.
Leicester City lead against Watford.
Yep, and there's another goal. Javier Hernandez has scored
for West
up
Ham.
at St James's Park for for West Ham. They're 1-0 up.
Newcastle 0, West Ham 1. Would you take a point tomorrow, Graham, if it was offered now?
Do you know what? Yes, I would.
Yeah. I mean, they are second in the league and they are unbeaten. So we're not, you know, we're not going to a we're not going to a poor side.
Look, obviously, I want us to go out and perform, and if we can pick up 3 points, magnificent. But I'm also a realist, and we haven't won there since 1999. So if you,
Ellis Sims nearly got on the end of that. They were in a right pickle there. Were Adam Cameron and Andreas Edmondson, and they nearly came unstuck.
He certainly did. Ellis Sims did really well there, closing the keeper down, and his block went just wide of the goal, thankfully, to spare the blushes of Adam Cameron. But no, I'd take a point, Daz. We've got to be realistic. It keeps the momentum going. Yep. And then you've got 2 home games against Newcastle and Watford to come, and they're the games that you say, right, well, we've got ambitions to try and steal that 6th spot. They're the ones that we've got to be winning. So you give me a point tomorrow, get the momentum going, I'll have it all day long.
Lovely to win, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah,
wouldn't it? And Sunderland just kicked the ball out of play again. I mean, that's what Paul Bryson will be disappointed with. That they've been outplayed, they've been outthought, but the unforced errors from the young Sunderland side, they're unforgivable, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, you've hit the nail on the head. Unforced errors, too many of them. Tell you what they are doing, though, they're working a lot harder.
Yes, they are,
off the ball. They're closing us down.
To poor clearance by Harry Tyra. Chance for Sunderland here. Done the right thing. Chipped the goalkeeper, but just too high. Tom Scothen it was. Right idea, just too much purchase on it, and a little wake-up call, Graham.
Yeah, I don't think it'll do us any harm whatsoever, because, as I say, Sunderland have decided to start pressing from the front, working a little bit harder. Can we deal with it? There's been a few occasions when we haven't, and we're not doing very well on it now. Caught out again.
Yeah, there was no space to play out from the back then, was there? It's inside the Everton penalty area again. It bounces, thankfully, just too high for Dan Neil. Everton can't clear it. Shot comes in from the substitute. It's a shot come cross, and it fizzes across the face of the goal and out on the far side. And Sunderland are asking a couple of questions at last, 57 minutes in.
But we're our own worst enemies there, Darren. We're just, I mean, it's craziness. Craziness to try and... Look, if you want to build out from the back, that's all well and good, no issue. But you can't do it when they're blatantly stopping you doing it.
Yeah.
You know, you've got a centre forward up there who's 6'2", 6'3" tall. I'm sure he won't mind it if you pump the ball up to him. Do that a couple of times, and then all of a sudden they drop off you, and then you can play out from the back again.
Sometimes you just can't beat the old welly, can you?
Well, there's more than one way to skin a cat, Daz.
Correct. Throw-in for Sunderland left-hand side, 58 minutes on the clock. The Toffees leading by 2-0 here at Goodison Park in the third round of the FA Cup. Myself, Darren Griffiths and Graham Stewart are at Goodison Park on a Saturday afternoon. A rather deserted Goodison Park, you have to say. But those who are here have enjoyed the Everton performance so far. It's been composed, it's been controlled, and there's only one team in it. That'll be a free kick. Sonny Best clatters into Bobby Carroll.
Great name, that, isn't it?
Sonny Best, yeah, absolutely. Got to be a footballer if your name's Sonny Best.
I'll say.
Free kick for the Toffees, just over half an hour to go here, and it's just gone a wee bit flat, Graham. We need something to spark it into life again.
Yeah, well, you know, from our perspective, we've just had a little mad 5 minutes. Just get our foothold back in the game again.
Ellis Sims gets that horrifically wrong, but Everton win it back. Tom Warren. Back to Anderson. He plays it to Ryan Astley, who gets a little bit overexcited and just pumps the ball into the family enclosure over on the far side.
Yeah, this is where you're captain. This is where maybe Einar Everson needs to just get a grip of a few of them out there and just say, come on, let's go up our standards again. Let's try and do simple things. He's got to give a...
We're talking about unforced errors, and they can't even manage to throw the ball on the field. You get thousands of sloppy from Everton. Real chance for Sunderland, and there is a goal for Sunderland. Ryan Gooch has put it in the back of the net, and that was dreadful, dreadful defending by Everton. Little bit of afters with Harry Tyra, the goalkeeper, and Harry Tyra has just laid a hand on somebody who went down as if he'd been poleaxed, and the referee thankfully shows common sense and says, go away, son, and get on with it. Good refereeing that, Graham.
Well, good refereeing. I mean, that's handbags, and that's just disappointment from a... I've just said we've had a mad 5 minutes. We just made it a mad 5-7 minutes, because, I mean, that's a giveaway goal. But you've got to say it's been coming, because we've been sloppy. Yeah. We've been really, really sloppy with some of our play, and that's how the goals come about. An aimless pass across our own box, and the lad nips in and dinks it over Harry Tyra, and all of a sudden we've got a cup tie.
And it came from our throw-in as well, which makes it even more disappointing.
Well, if you actually think about it, where the kid couldn't throw the ball properly on the pitch, he was 20 yards further up the pitch than where we actually took the throw on, and we ended up giving them a goal off the back of it. So that's professionalism, doing the right things at the right times. Yeah,
bit of concentration. Sean Kennedy is the Sunderland substitute, number 14, by the way, who got a little brush on the ear from Harry Tyra and went down as if he was poleaxed. And you don't like to see anybody doing that, Graham, least of all young, impressionable players.
Yeah, you don't want to see that at any kind of level. Don't want to start your career off in that.
No.
In that fashion, throwing yourself about.
Good refereeing though, wasn't it? Straight away, give him his due. John Paul Kenny, the referee, he just smiled and said, get up and get on with it.
Get on with it. Should be a bit more of that.
Right, we need another goal, Graham, don't we? Because one more from Sunderland may take this tie into extra time.
Extra time? Is it not just a straight replay?
Nope.
Not going to drag me up to Sunderland, are you, Daz? No, I mean, I think if we just get... It might refocus us, just shake us into life again, because, you know, we talk about the first 10 or 15 minutes of any half of football, and there's only one team who's really come out and set the stall out, and that's been Sunderland. As I say, they've worked a bit harder, they pressed us harder, they forced us into an error, and all of a sudden they're back in the tie, so we've only got ourselves to blame.
Do with another goal here. There'll be no replay, by the way. It's extra time, and if it's still level after extra time, it is the dreaded penalties. Nobody wants that, do they?
No, certainly not. Well, if nothing else, it's a lesson to the players out there that you can't switch off. You can't afford to lose your concentration, even against a side that, you know, you look at that first half, Darren, it couldn't have been any more comfortable. It really couldn't. And you just couldn't foresee Sunderland.
Yeah, too comfortable.
But you couldn't foresee Sunderland doing what they've done in this first 15 minutes of the second half. And all it is has been a little bit of energy, a little bit of desire.
Yeah. He took the goal well, didn't he, to be fair?
It was a good finish. It was a very good finish.
Free kick for Everton, which Ryan Astley will take. And... They look like red boots, but I'm sure they're not, Graham. They can't be, surely, can they?
I should hope not.
Bright fluorescent pink, shall we give him? If they're red boots, Jimmy Martin will be onto him, that's for sure.
Certainly will. He'll have his marker pen, Jimmy. He'll be black tomorrow morning.
Yes. Good touch by Ellis Sims, well picked up by Bobby Carroll. Everton need a goal. Can it come from this move at the Park end? Anthony Gordon's going to go for goal. Didn't catch it as sweetly as he would have liked, but he gets the ricochet in his favour and makes a little bit of space for himself. Plays it in field towards Mackenzie Hunt. Heavy touch, too congested. Sunderland can try to clear, but it's picked up again by Anthony Gordon. Tries to slide it in through the back door to the feet of Karidi Adedoyin, but Sunderland bring it away in the shape of Thomas Howard. On this near side is the captain, Kane Evans. Carries the ball forward for Sunderland, posing much more of a threat in this second period. We really didn't see this coming. Looked like handball against Bobby Carroll, but play on, says the referee. It's with Scuthan, back to Edmondson. Dibali goes for the diagonal, but doesn't catch it sweetly enough. Headed into the air by Pavel Zuk. Edmondson's underneath him for Sunderland, and he scrambles the ball to that left-hand side to Thomas Howard. He lays it to Leonard, closed down by Pavel Zuk. It'll be a corner for Sunderland, and a little shake of the head from Graham Stewart.
Yeah, well, they've got a head of steam up now. All of a sudden, there's a little bit of confidence surging through the Sunderland players. They're getting the ball wide as often as they can, taking on our fullbacks, and they've earned themselves a corner. So we've got to be on our mettle here.
Corner kick at the Gladys Street end for Sunderland. Everton leading by 2-1, and after a rather lacklustre first half, Sunderland have certainly acquitted themselves far better in the opening 20 minutes of the second period. Here's Edmondson finding himself in a forward position, rolls it back to Evans. Little chip forward looking for Ryan Gooch, the goal scorer on this near side, but Joe Anderson can shepherd the ball out of play and earn the Toffees a little bit of a respite.
Yeah, it's funny how the game changes. You know, we talked about the first half where the Sunderland players were deep, 11 men behind the ball. It's exactly the same now for us. You know, we're all of a sudden, Sunderland are picking up all the second balls. We're defending deep. We can't get out of our own half. We're persisting with playing out from the back.
And it's not doing us any favours because Sunderland are onto it, aren't they? And once again, we give the ball away. As you said, Graham, if it doesn't work, don't do it.
Correct.
Give a free kick away, put ourselves on the back foot again.
Take a couple of long ones. Hit your centre forward. Take a couple of long ones. Get everybody up the pitch. Do it for 5 or 10 minutes. And then all of a sudden, you can start playing your short ones out from the back again, because the Sunderland players will retreat expecting you to kick it long. They know what we're going to do.
And they're ready for it. Free kick, Evans. Well, they're guilty of it as well. That was a golden opportunity for Sunderland to get the ball in the penalty area, and instead they've worked it back to the goalkeeper. I just don't get it, me. Adam Cameron clears his lines. Forward to Sonny Best. He wanted the free kick. Oh, he took his time, the referee, but eventually he concurred with the Sunderland bench and gave the team in red and white stripes a free kick.
Yeah, Reiner Everson definitely got the majority of the ball there, but clearly the referee decided that he took some of the man as well and gave the free kick.
We were talking about boots before. You know, pleasingly, if you look out there, Graham, a lot of the players are in black boots, aren't they? They're not these. There's no fashionable bright green or pink boots.
I think a lot of the academies have black boot policies, you know.
Do they?
Yeah.
Good. Here's a chance for Leonard. Goes for goal and wasn't a million miles away, but it's Sunderland who are
they're the
most defensive team.
They're in the ascendancy at the moment. That young man I mentioned him before, Ryan Leonard. He's only a slight figure. But I tell you what, he gets on the ball and he drives forward and he wants to make things happen.
This is a test all of a sudden, isn't it, for the Everton side?
Well, like you said there, Darren, with 22 minutes of this game left, plus whatever time the referee adds on at the end, at the moment we're going to have to defend our lead. Now that's better.
Yeah, clear your lines. Flicked on back there. Yeah, we've got Sunderland on the back foot in a matter of 2 seconds.
And your 6'3" centre forward wins the flick on.
Wins the header.
It's not rocket science, this game sometimes.
Peterson can't find Adedoyin. We can't get Adedoyin into the game, can we, in this second half yet? If he's scarcely had a mention.
Well, none of the players that totally and utterly dominated the first half and ran the show, are doing it in this second half, that's for certain.
Bobby Carroll gets his heels clipped by Sean Kennedy, and it'll be a free kick for Everton. And Bobby Carroll just gestures, take our time. Let's take the sting out of it, because there is a head of steam behind Sunderland at the moment. Everton give the ball away again. Forward comes Howard. Nice touch by Dan Neil, plays it wide to Kane Evans, the captain on this near side. Good ball into the penalty area, dealt with really well by Anderson. Ashley slides in, and Anthony Gordon tidies up well, and then gets it back from Everson now. Bit of green grass for Anthony Gordon to run into, but he opts to play an early pass and doesn't execute it well enough. And here comes Sunderland again. We have got a cup tie on our hands here. Leonard. Good ball. Sonny Best. In comes the cross, headed into the air by Anderson. Could go anywhere, and thankfully Mr. Kenny, the referee, signals that there's been an illegal challenge in the penalty area. It's a free kick for Everton, but it's a precarious lead we've got.
Well, it is. I mean, it's only the 1-goal lead now, and what should have been, we really should have been out of sight in the first half. But we've lost our passing boots, that's for sure. We keep giving the ball away way too easily. When you do that, the renewed vigour of the Sunderland side are causing us a few problems.
Strange old lead 2-0, isn't it? You take it all day long, but you don't want it to stick or twist.
Basically, it's the third goal. The third goal is the most important goal. If we get it, it's a nice, comfortable afternoon, a stroll in the park. They get it, game on. Unfortunately for us, they've got it, so it's game on.
Yeah, absolutely. Come on, Everton, put the game to bed. Mackenzie Hunt lays it off early to Karidi Adedoyin, who slips on the AstroTurf, and it'll be a throw-in. It'll be a goal kick, in fact, for Sunderland.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's a perfect example of what we've done wrong this second half, whereby we look like we're in promising positions, and then one lazy little pass that isn't quite right wrecks it all.
Here's Dybali. Edmondson, that's a good ball. We like the look of him, don't we?
Yeah, he's decent.
Andreas Edmondson.
He's decent, not too bad at all.
Here's Evans. That's a good ball, good run as well by Dan Neil, and Anderson and Astley combine to just shepherd the ball back to Adam Cameron. Here's Ryan Astley. Everton just need to weather the Sunderland storm and see this game out. Tyra lofts it forward. Dybali controls it on his chest. It's poor ball though. Now, can Anthony or Gordon get there first on this left-hand side? Yes, he can. Got Mackenzie Hunt in support. Back to Gordon again. Nice little ball and a good run by Bobby Carroll. Great flick to Mackenzie Hunt. Great football this. Karidi Adedoyin inside the penalty area. Back across the face of the goal. Headed away. That's more like it, Graham.
That's the sort of football we like to see. Anthony Gordon, Mackenzie Hunt, all bursting forward, linking up well.
Evans heads it away, but it's picked up by Warren. Back it goes to Anderson. Square ball finds Ryan Astley. Closed down by Sonny Best, so he has to go back to Harry Tyra, who dissects the Sunderland strike force and finds Everson, who gives it to Carroll, who gives it to Anthony Gordon. Good run on this near side by Tom Warren. Gordon plays it to him. Warren nutmegs the defender, who pushes it too far, and it's cleared. And at least we're asking a couple of questions, Graham. Probably just about the first time in the second half. 17 minutes to go.
All of a sudden we're dominating the possession again. Managing to find a blue shirt with our passing, that always helps. I think as the game goes on as well, I mean, you know, Sunderland are going to have no option but to press for this equaliser the longer the game goes on. And then you're looking at sliding the ball down the channels, one-on-one for Ellis Sims.
Mackenzie Hunt holds the ball up well, finds Tom Warren. Warren back to Anthony Gordon. Everson, the captain, driving forward. Gets it back off Pavel Zuk. Oh, good footwork by Mackenzie Hunt. Reaches the edge of the penalty area. Shooting opportunity. Pulls it wide. Drags it wide.
Yeah, he done so well there, Mackenzie Hunt. Again, he's another one who can effortlessly get past people. He's got a wonderful left foot. But just when he bought himself space and time and a great angle for the shot to at least test the goalkeeper, he drags it wide. It's a shame, because it was some good football.
Anthony Gordon will chase that down and... Oof. Well, Adam Cameron had confidence in his own ability there, didn't he? Good challenge by Everton. Everton just finding pockets of space now as Sunderland push forward. Correctly called by Diamond a few moments ago. Ellis Sims has possession on the edge of the penalty area. Feeds it to the left-hand side to Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon goes for goal. Oh, my word. That is a peach of a goal. What a lovely, lovely finish by Anthony Gordon, and he spots the photographer in the park end. And that's a snapshot for the programme that he won't thank me for. But we've got the perfect view of that. Talk us through that one, Diamond.
Right behind it. I mean, even in the commentaries there before the ball had gone in the back of the net, I said great goal. Because we were, like you say, Darren, right behind it there. And Anthony Gordon on this left-hand side, found by Ellis Sims, done what we perhaps should have done a little bit earlier on in the game. One-on-one with a defender. All he had to do was just open his body out half a yard. And he's got terrific ability on that right foot. And he just whipped it in the far corner.
Keeper didn't stand an earthly.
Not a chance.
Game,
3-1.
set and match.
Well, you would like to think that's game, set and match now. Settles any nerves anyway.
Super finish from Anthony Gordon. Not sure about the celebration.
Yeah, there's a Stewart's inquiry. I might have to pull him at Finch Farm about that one.
Here's Leonard. They really, now Sunderland have got nothing to lose, so we could get a nice entertaining closing 15 minutes here, Diamond, because it's a cup tie, so if you lose it doesn't really matter what the score is, they just have to have a go.
Well, they do. That's it now. 14 minutes or so to play out. Young Thomas Howard has felt the wrath of Ryan Astley's studs. Just getting some treatment down there. Forceful challenge from Ryan Astley.
Substitution for Everton, leaving the field, number 7, Cody Adedoyin.
Well, he's had a quiet second half career, the Adedoyin, hasn't he?
Replacing him, number 14.
He has.
Rhys Hughes is coming on for the Toffees.
Let's see what young Rhys Hughes has got about him. Good opportunity for him. 15 minutes of run out.
Nice time to come on, isn't it, as well, when your team have just eased into a 3-1 lead.
Yeah, you'd rather come on at 3-1 than when the pressure's on at 2-1.
Yeah.
Should we go goal hunting,
Yep.
Daz?
I was just going to say, give us some updates, please, Graham, in the Premier League.
Palace are 1-0 up.
Against
Burnley. James MacArthur has scored for them. Leicester have just gone 2-0 up. Against Watford. Jamie Vardy penalty opened the scoring, and then James Maddison has made it 2. Surprise, surprise, Manchester City are 1-0 up. Bernardo Silva.
Against
Bournemouth.
You need to give both teams when you read the scores out, Graham. I'll teach you that.
We all know who's playing who, don't we?
I'm glad you're not doing final score. Manchester City 1-0.
Yes, they won. Manchester City, they won 1-0. See, I don't like to insult the listeners or the viewers like you do, Daz, and to know it. They all know their football.
Good defending again by Edmondson and Dybala. Oh, nice footwork. Two Sugars, please. Oh, then he makes an absolute mess of it and gives it straight to Anthony Gordon. Good footwork by Anthony Gordon, oozing confidence now, the Toffees. Ellis Sims can't guide the ball back to Rhys Hughes, and it'll be a corner kick on the right-hand side. For the Toffees, 12 minutes to go, 3-1. FA Youth Cup third round, and the Blues have 1 foot in the fourth round already. In comes the corner kick. It's drilled, headed into the air by Dybala. It'll reach Joe Anderson, who tries to guide the header back into the penalty area, hooked on by Ryan Astley, but into the arms of the goalkeeper.
Goals change games, Darren. And all of a sudden, the nervousness that we were showing has all disappeared, and now we're driving forward at every opportunity. Mackenzie Hunt now to Bobby Carroll.
Keep going, Diamond. Keep going. Anthony Gordon.
Anthony Gordon,
Can he get another
left-hand
shot
side.
away? No, he runs out of space a little bit, but he still gets a shot away. And Edmondson blocks it. Nice first touch by Everson. Good half volley by Everson, and it hits the crossbar. Good bit of football.
Yeah, I like that. Brilliant from Einar Everson as well. The ball came out to him. Fantastic first touch. And a dipping half volley that struck the top of the crossbar. Unlucky.
Tom Scothen's afternoon at Goodison Park is over. He's been withdrawn by Paul Bryson, and he will be replaced by Cole Keenan.
I want Tom Smith to come on for Sunderland, so that there's no danger of me getting his name wrong, is there?
Tom Smith, good old footballer's
good old-fashioned
name.
Tom Smith, that'll do me.
Albert Stubbins. Throwing on this near side for the Toffees. Who's caught your eye this afternoon, Graham?
I like Mackenzie Hunt. I think he's got a chance. I think he's very easy on the eye. He's got a lovely left foot, glides past people.
Everton give the ball away again. Kennedy lays it to Leonard. Real chance for Sunderland, and he puts it over the crossbar.
Kick himself.
And he knows he should have done a lot better. And some of the defenders, Sunderland, have got their head in their hands, because that would have made it interesting.
Well, it would have. Ryan Leonard really should have scored there, one-on-one with Harry Tyra. And he's blazed it over the bar, and that really would have made the last 10 minutes or so incredibly interesting and nervous. I don't think Paul Tate's going to be overly impressed with the performance second half in the big scheme of it all. I mean, he'll be delighted, obviously, to get through the tie. But some of the defending, especially unforced errors.
Yeah, but sloppy.
Been very, very poor.
Against a better side, we could have come unstuck here in the second period. Long goal kick from Harry Tyra. Up goes Ellis Sims. Been really quiet second half for Ellis Sims, which just shows how well Sunderland have played in the second 45 minutes. Here's Mackenzie Hunt. Sloppy ball towards Anthony Gordon, is dealt with by Evans. He somehow manages to find Neil, and Neil tries to spin it wide, but it's well watched by Pavel Zuk, who adjusted his body shape to clear the ball. But it'll come back again. Here's Kennedy. In goes Bobby Carroll. He's played well, Diamond. Bobby Carroll.
I'm going to say the two boys in the middle of the park there, Einar Everson, the captain, and Bobby Carroll, have done really well. They've worked their socks off, done the horrible things well.
Yes.
And every side needs a couple of lads who do the hard work and the horrible stuff, and they don't always get the plaudits for it, but they're well recognised by the players around them. You know, we're obviously going to talk about the goal-scoring sensation that is Ellis Sims, and the lovely footwork and football of Mackenzie Hunt and Anthony Gordon, but those two boys have done very, very well just in front of our back four.
The Idrissa Gana Gay role.
Correct.
He's top of the tackles league as well. Is Idrissa Gana Gay this season? This is what you like to see.
There's a nice little balance in the middle of our midfield at the moment. You've got the work rate and desire and tackling prowess of Idrissa. You've got the genius that is Gomez. For me, I love him.
Great player,
What
isn't
a
he?
player he is, and I think he can only get better as well. He's been out. He was out for a long time, and he's probably just about getting up to top speed now. Andre
Leonard runs over it. Shot comes in. It's poor. It's high. It's over the bar. 3-1 Everton. 8 minutes to go.
And not to forget our man Gilfeet, scoring goals, looking good, working his absolute socks off week in, week out as well.
It's a good, strong team at the moment. But you know what it's like over there, Graham?
I do. I've had the good and the bad over there. I've only lost one derby game in my time here, and that happened to be at Anfield, but that was late on. I think Robbie Fowler scored a couple of goals. But I'll tell you what, it's a magnificent feeling to win there as well, and I've been lucky enough to do that. So I just hope the lads can replicate that tomorrow.
Ellis Sims does well. Mackenzie Hunt lays it off to Bobby Carroll, but he runs into too many red and white shirts, and Sunderland can bring it away. Yep, wouldn't it be a Sunday to remember? Sunday, the 2nd of December. Can Everton end what is currently our worst run against Liverpool in the history of our football club?
If we win tomorrow, I might not remember Sunday. I'm sure I speak for an awful lot of Evertonians.
Absolutely. Enjoy the good times.
Correct.
6 minutes to go here at Goodison Park. Sunderland are at least making a fight of it. Well tidied up there by Ryan Astley, and I think he was expecting the goalkeeper to come for that, and he never did. Ryan Astley does well to earn a goal kick, but takes a whack for his troubles.
Yeah, I think the referee was a wee bit harsh on the Sunderland player there. I think Ryan Astley kicked it out for a corner, but we'll take it.
5 minutes to go. Everton look like making a change. I think it's Lewis Dobbin who's coming on. Hope the sound is okay. Actually, I'm getting some crackling down my headphones.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of crackling.
Hope the sound is coming through okay wherever you're watching the official Everton YouTube channel this afternoon. Apologies if there's any interference. Hopefully it's just our headphones. Good header by Edmondson, picked up by Leonard, back to Edmondson again, but a good foot in by Mackenzie Hunt. Ellis Sims lays it off to Hunt again. He's got Rhys Hughes wide of him, and Rhys Hughes had mistimed his run. He was offside, but the pass wasn't going to reach him anyway. It's a case of job done, Graham, isn't it, basically?
Yeah, I think it's probably the best way of summing it up. The first half, absolute dominance from the Toffees. You know, there's no doubt we deserved our 2-0 lead. The second half, credit where it's due to Sunderland. They've come out and had a real good go. They got the goal back, and things were looking a little bit nervy for us. We lost our way a little bit in the middle of the second half, but the goal from Anthony Gordon to make it 3-1 has really settled us down again.
Anthony Gordon, who scored that sensational goal, which I'm sure you enjoyed watching on the official Everton YouTube channel, makes way for Lewis Dobbin. Young player, Diamond, with a good future.
Yep, he's well thought of down at Finch Farm by all the coaching staff. Is young Lewis Dobbin, good little player. Lively centre forward.
Let's hope he gets a goal-scoring opportunity in the closing stages here. But that's good play on the far side by Tom Howard. Good ball as well to Leonard, the winger. Puts it back inside the penalty area. Kennedy, the substitute, needs a little bit of support. Lays it off to Neil. He plays it wide on this right-hand side to Ryan Gooch, who takes on Tom Warren. Gets the cross into the penalty area. It's a lovely ball. It's well dealt with by Pavel Zuk. Then it's flicked away by Hughes. The volley will come back in from Leonard, and it's blocked by Ryan Astley. Lively.
Well, they'll be kicking themselves, the Sunderland players, because I don't know whether the occasion got to them. I don't know whether playing at Goodison Park affected them. But this is not the side that played first half.
No, not at all. Chalk and cheese. Throw in, reaches the edge of the penalty area, picked up by Leonard, and well, you spotted the boy Leonard, and you were quite right, Graham. He just hasn't stopped the boy, has he? He's done himself credit.
He has, yeah. I mean, he's a lively player. Wants to get on the ball, works hard. You know, you show those qualities as a young player, you'll always have a chance, because everybody, you know, it should be a gimme for me. Work hard, first and foremost. If you can't work hard for 90 minutes, then don't play. The rest is a bonus ball if you've got fantastic talent and what have you. But the first port of call is to work your socks off for 90 minutes.
Sunderland have possession on this near side with Ryan Gooch. Wide it goes to Evans. Back in field to Gooch again. Couple of minutes to go. I think it'll be much added time. Lewis Dobbin threads the nice ball through towards Warren, but a good strong challenge comes in from Ryan Gooch, and it just needed an extra yard of pace, the pass.
Yeah, just Lewis Dobbin just a little bit short with the pass there to Tom Warren. And Tom felt the challenge.
Coming off number 7, Ryan Gooch. Replacing him, number 12, Harry Ord.
Ryan Gooch makes way, Harry Ord comes on, so unfortunately, Diamond, you're not getting Tom Smith.
No, well, Harry will have to do. Don't mind Harry Ord, I can deal with him. I think it's just more to get a little run out at Goodison Park.
Yep.
Say you've played there. Ryan Gooch done himself no harm. Second half, little right winger.
Paul Bryson will be pleased only with the second half performance.
I think he'll be delighted with the way they've they've gone about their work second half, but I think he'll be very, very disappointed, and they, as a set of players, will be disappointed that they didn't make a better fist of it in the first half.
Dobbin was offside, came from an offside position. Referee spotted the linesman's flag over on the far side.
Got a little clip round the ear there, young Lewis.
We don't mind that, do we? There's no harm in that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Little belt in the back of the head. Adam Cameron knocks it long. Up goes Astley. Good, powerful header. Oh, what a lovely first touch by Ellis Simms. Was it ever in doubt? Was it ever in doubt? It's a super goal by Ellis Simms. That's what he's all about. He's not been involved a great deal in the second period. The first touch was beautiful. The second touch was sublime.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was Ryan Astley with a brilliant header. And because obviously Sunderland had pushed up and taken the chances and pushed bodies forward, young Ellis was clean through. His first touch was magnificent, set himself up. Good, strong pace about him, and you just knew, didn't you, when he was bearing down on goal. Wait for that net to stretch, and it certainly did.
Ellis Simms gets his 25th goal of a very, very productive season. And 4-1. Does it flatter Everton a touch? Over 90 minutes, probably not.
No, I think over 90 minutes it probably doesn't flatter us. It flatters our performance second half a little. But credit where it's due. We had a little dodgy spell, but the lads have come through it.
Coming off number 8, Bobby Carroll.
Bobby Carroll makes way, and coming on for stoppage time is Ethan Warnock. Oh, no it isn't.
Sebastian
Quirk. Here's Kennedy for Sunderland. Howard. Kane Evans on this right-hand side. Good powerful header by Pavel Zuk, and Ellis Simms, of course, is chasing yet another hat-trick. 25 goals so far this season.
That is phenomenal, isn't it?
Isn't it just?
Put it in perspective, 25 goals and we've not even hit Christmas.
1st of December, 25 goals. It keeps on at this rate, they get about 50 or 60. It was such an assured finish for a young man, wasn't it?
It
no panic,
was.
great first touch.
He's got huge confidence running through his veins. That helps. I think we may well see a fair amount of Ellis Simms in the under-23s in the second half of the season. I think that's where his next step's got to be.
It's scoring goals at the next level, which is the challenge, isn't it?
Yep, of course. But he's got all the attributes. He's got great size, strength. He can finish. As long as he just keeps putting that effort in 100% every week, he's going to have a fantastic future, I think.
Referee checks his watch. We are deep into stoppage time. Thank you very much indeed to everyone who has tuned in this afternoon on the official Everton YouTube page. Saturday afternoon football at Goodison Park. Saturday afternoon cup football at Goodison Park that ends in a comfortable Everton win. What more could you ask for? A win tomorrow, everybody says.
Yeah.
A scrappy 1-0 win would put us in dreamland, wouldn't it?
I don't care how we do it.
Absolutely.
If we get the 3 points, fantastic. If we come away with a point, so be it as well. We'll take that. Just don't get beat.
Don't get beat. The big ones tomorrow. We'll have live commentary on EvertonFC.com. It's myself and Graham Sharp in the commentary box at Anfield for the 199th Merseyside derby. But today is all about the youngsters. It's all about the future of Everton Football Club. And on this performance, the future looks bright. It's a convincing victory for Everton. The Blues march on to the 4th round of the FA Youth Cup. The final score at Goodison Park. Everton 4, Sunderland 1.